What up guys? Today I'm going to show you my routine for cleaning my sparring gear. Today is my bi-weekly cleaning day, so I clean my gear every time I use it, but every other week I do a deep clean. And when I mean by deep clean, I not only clean it with a water and vinegar solution, which I'm going to show you how to make later, and then I also follow it up with cleaning it with coconut oil to condition the leather. So for this process, you're going to need a microfiber towel, white vinegar, a spray bottle, something to measure. So I have these like little measuring cups, if you will, that I use for cooking. I mean, you can find this at Dollar Tree, Walmart, Target. Toothbrush, and then a bowl. All right, first step, I take this bowl and I fill it up with water and our white distilled vinegar. Now, I have two containers, the spray bottle and then also the bowl. So the purpose of having two separate containers, it will make sense later, but I have the spray bottle so I can easily spray my gear, like my gloves and my headgear. But then I have this bowl and I fill it up with the same solution, the water and the vinegar mixture. And that is to clean my laces as well as my mouth guard, which I'm gonna clean first. All right, so first step, you want to take your cleaning container, your bowl, and fill it up with water. I just fill it up until it's almost full, I guess. So about right here. Then go to your measuring cup and look for tablespoons. So here's the tablespoon, it's the biggest cup. And then I take my vinegar, fill this all the way up. All right, that's about it. So then I pour that over in my bowl. Now for the spray bottle, I already have plenty left over from the last time I cleaned my gear, and I already made the mixture, so I'm not gonna pour this out. I'm just gonna keep it. So then now we can move over and start cleaning our gear. All right, so I forgot to mention while I was by the sink, but I took my bowl of the water and vinegar mixture. I took the little cups and just stirred it up a little bit. That's just so I can get a good mixture. So the vinegar was like mixed all the way in. So first I'm gonna start off by cleaning my mouth guard. And what I do for this is I usually just take it out of my container and just dip it in here. Make sure it's in there all the way. And I clean this off every time I use it. But when I do it daily, I just use the spray bottle and just kind of spray it off and then wipe it down with like a towel. But today is my deep cleaning day, so I'm gonna take the toothbrush and then just kind of work it in. Get them bristles in there good. And then once I have that, I put it on my towel. So I have a little, I don't know if you can see it in this video, but I have like a little towel that I have so I could have a place to dry everything off. But I also go ahead and just clean the container too from a mouth guard. So I'm just gonna dip it in here like this. Make sure it's in there all the way. Get every part of it good and wet. And then I take my microfiber towel and then just wipe that down. There. So my mouth guard is good to go. Now I'm gonna start cleaning my sparring gear. So my sparring gear, I have the full set. It's all matching, winning. Well, not color match, but it's all winning. My groin guard, headgear, and the gloves. So it's pretty dope. I've had this set for a couple years now, and part of the reason it's in such good shape, I don't know if this video can capture. I mean, it has like some scratches like here and there from like the high impact or high, you know, the most used parts of, I guess. I don't fucking know. So yeah, it's in pretty good shape, and that's part of the reason is because I clean it regularly. So first I start off with my gloves. So I take my microfiber towel and my spray bottle, and I go ahead and I turned it up the dial too far, but I just spray it, and then what I do is just literally take the towel in my hand like this, spread it across my fingers, and then just put my hand inside my glove. Let's see here. Probably should have opened it up a little bit so I get my hand in there, but it's fine. I got it in there, and I literally just work it around, kind of massage it. All right, sorry, I had to do something real quick. I'm back now. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to clean out my inside. I always start off by cleaning the inside first before I go to the outside. So then I'm gonna grab my other glove, do the same thing. I don't know if you notice these lacing loops. These are game changing, man. These, you throw these on your gear, and you don't need anybody to help you lace up your gloves. I like lace up gloves, and I have it for these are my Reyes. I have these for training, but they also have the lacing loop on there. So these are game changing. I highly recommend. You can find them on Amazon or some other online retailer, but wherever you get them, just get them because they're really good. So yeah, let me get my other glove.
And clean out the inside of that one. Just spray a little bit more. Oh, got this one here. Alright, got that in there. I'm working it around. Try to get the inside as best as I can. I'll go get the outer glove as I'm thinking about. The wrist part is good. Just wipe it down as best I can.
Alright, so I cleaned the inside of my sparring gloves. I guess I'll go ahead and do my training gloves too. Every time I do a glove, I just spray it a little bit more, just so I can make sure I get enough on each one. And these are tighter. I'm going to have to loosen these a little bit more. These Reyes, I just got these recently, so they're still kind of stiff. I mean, they're broken in for the most part, but they're not as broken in as my winnings. And then the winnings, they don't need to be broken in as long as the Reyes. The Reyes takes a little bit longer, but
Alright, I'm in. For the most part, my thumb is still kind of hanging out, but it's fine. Get all in there, wipe down everything, and do my last glove. Yeah, loosen a little bit, because, like I said, these feel a little bit more snug than my wings, so it's not as easy to slide my hand in there. They're both 16 ounce, but the weight's the same, but the glove is designed a little bit different. I like them both though. It's in there all the way for the most part. Still not totally in, but good enough to clean.
alright, so I cleaned out the inside of all of them. Now I'm going to clean the outside. Outside is especially important because you get all types of stuff: snot, boogers, blood, sweat, all types of stuff gets on here, so you really got to make sure you clean this out. So I clean these every time I use them, just so they're smelling fresh and hygienic. You know, you don't want like blood and stuff or whatever snot left on your gear, because that's not okay, especially when you're sparring. You don't want to get that stuff on other people. Alright, so yeah, he's a little dirty. The white, you can see every little thing. I mean, they look good, but you see every little mark and imperfection. So yeah, I give these a good wipe. I mean, make sure you don't see no dirt, no nothing. Clean it to the best of my ability. Get in the grooves, crevices of it. Right, so that one's good. Clean my other one.
Other wings.
So this is the part I do after I use it. I usually, when I get home after the gym, I go ahead and just take this towel and the solution and just clean them off every time. I'm usually pretty good about that. It's really, I didn't do it yesterday because I knew I was gonna do, because I sparred yesterday, but I knew I was gonna be doing my deep clean today. I gave them like a little white, but I didn't clean them this hard like I'm doing now. I at least wipe it down though. I usually never like not clean my gear because I want the stuff to last. This is expensive. I'll let you do the math on how much all this stuff costs, but it costs quite a bit of money, so I want to make sure my gear lasts as long as possible. Get the best return on my investment, because I spent quite a bit of money on this. Alright, so I clean my glove, my sparring gloves. Let me clean out the outside of my ribs.
Good and shiny. Right. Do the inside part. Boom. And do the last glove.
Okay, so I clean the outside of all of my gloves. Now I'm going to do my headgear, my ruin guard. Start my headgear. Get that real good inside and outside. I'm working the towel inside as well as the outside. Get it as good as I can. This one's not too dirty. Sometimes it's really dirty and I gotta get in there pretty good, but it's pretty clean this time. Alright, so that's clean, and lastly I have the groin guard. Clean that. before I move on to using the conditioning, the leather of the gloves and the other gear, I usually take the toothbrush and dip it in my solution, and I clean all the straps and laces and stuff. I use a toothbrush instead of the towel and the spray bottle because it's just easier to get into the cloth or the material of the straps, and it's just easier. So that's the only reason and I don't clean it, like, I don't go too crazy on this. If the laces are really messed up, I just go ahead and throw them into the wash machine and just let them air dry. And I also have these little, let's see if I can find them. Pro tip, I put my laces in these bags. You can find these on Amazon. And I also do these, use these bags for my hand wraps. And the reason for this, there's just like, these are like laundry bags. I think they're for just like, I don't know what they're for, but anyway, you can find them on Amazon. You just look up laundry bags on Amazon and you can find them. But you can just zip them up and it keeps your hand wraps and like laces from getting all over the place, wrapping up on other stuff. It's especially useful for hand wraps, but I also use it for my laces. I want to point that out. All right, so let me continue cleaning the cloth and other parts. So my laces, for my laces, I'm just gonna use this towel because it's too difficult trying to get every single part of the lace. I only use the toothbrush on the laces if it's like a particular part that's really dirty, but go ahead and run it in there. Keep doing that. And right now my laces are pretty much good. They're not too bad. Sometimes they get really dirty and they start to smell bad. When that happens, I go ahead and just toss them into the wash machine. So yeah, I'm not cleaning it too deep. I just kind of run the towel. I switch between the towel and the toothbrush, whichever one is easiest, for whichever part of the lace I'm cleaning. See, for this it might be better to use the shoelace. I mean the shoelace, the toothbrush. Alright, and then I gotta clean my winning laces. So you can tell, there it is. So I clean the longer part of the lace, but the part where it actually is laced through the glove itself, I go ahead and use a toothbrush. Oops. Toothbrush like that. And then go do the inside. That's just easier. So. All right. So now I'm done with the initial clean, and then now I'm going to use my coconut oil to clean. Let me just fix this up a bit because my towel isn't that big. It's like just big enough to fit all my gear, so I gotta organize everything. Sometimes I take these lace and loops off. I have them on right now because I'm feeling lazy. I should go ahead and just wipe these down. It might be easier to remove these lace and loops when you're cleaning, but I just like to keep them on. You gotta tie a knot. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm just being lazy right now, so I'm gonna keep them on. But I'll go ahead and give them a quick wipe down. These I toss them into the washing machine too if they're really messed up, but they don't get messed up too often. So now I can start conditioning the leather. Now, coconut oil, you gotta be careful with this because it can melt on you. Right now it's pretty solid, but if it says on here, I think if you leave your coconut oil out, like I think it's above 75 degrees, something like that, it melts. And that has happened to me because I live in Phoenix and I'm gone during the day, and I turn my AC up to 80, and sometimes when I do that, it melts the coconut oil. But if that happens, just put it in the refrigerator for a little bit. I don't keep it, I don't store it in the refrigerator, I usually put it in my pantry. But yeah, just make sure you're aware of that. Like you can't let it get too hot because it will melt on you. And so first I'm gonna start with my gloves. So you don't need that much, just a little bit. So I usually just take like 2 fingers and just like, you see that might be a little too much. So yeah, that's pretty good right there. So it's just a little bit. I rub it in my fingers. I'm gonna take the glove and then just run it all through out the outer surface of the glove. You don't use this on the inside, you just use it on the outside. The purpose of this is to condition the leather so it doesn't crack and you know, mess up over time. So that one's good to see. It's already, it doesn't take much. You just rub it on there. And if I did do too much, then I just take the excess and just kind of try to get as much in my hand as possible, and then just start working it in the next glove or piece of gear I'm trying to condition. So I'm gonna put a little bit more on my fingers because I'm starting to run out. So I'm gonna do this glove, and I just do I do the outer part, I do the inside, where the inside of the glove, not the actual inside, but where the other side. Everything that's leather gets touched, so I make sure I hit everything up. Those are good. And I do the headgear, so I clean the inside and outside of the headgear, because on this particular headgear is leather. I think pretty much all headgear is leather on the inside. So I just do the whole thing on my headgear because everything is leather, except for the laces and then the chin strap. So yeah, again, I just massage it in, make sure I get every surface of leather as I possibly can. Okay, those are good. Out the way. And then I do groin guard. Same thing, I just run the coconut oil all over the leather. So that is good. Then I'm gonna do my res. Put a little bit too much on this glove, so I'm not gonna get any more coconut oil. I'm gonna just transfer it over, like I was saying. You put too much, it's just try to get some more on your fingers and then just put it on the next glove. The palm of it. All right, everything is clean. So there we have it. There's my routine for taking care of my gear and stuff. Like I said, spent a good amount of money on it, so I want it to last. So that's why I go through all this trouble to keep it clean. So there we go. That is how I clean my sparring gear. This is my bi-weekly routine. Again, I try to stay on top of cleaning my gear regularly after every use. And for that, I just simply use the vinegar water mixture with my spray bottle. And then clean my mouth guard, of course. So here we go.